And
there we go. We are live.
Hi, everybody.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to say hey to everybody in the chat real quick. We got a bunch of people in here.
I think
it takes like a minute for me to see the numbers.
Us.
Kenneth Bird, Mike Pratt, LJ the Geek. Yeah, those guys been here for like an hour already. Campbell's Collecting. I know you were here pretty early. Two Flowers, Dos Florecitas. Awesome. Nick Adams. Nick Adams is here. Shaggy Tadpole, Fritzy Funko, whose name I'll try not to say again tonight.
And Fritzy's wife.
Oh, is she here?
She's hanging out with him tonight.
Oh, that's pretty exciting. All right.
Funko
Thomas
Picture.
Davis. I just messaged Thomas. I told him I sent him an Instagram message earlier. So waiting to hear back from him. Funko Preacher, Mark is here. Super nice guy. If you guys aren't familiar with Funko Preacher, make sure you go check out his channel. He's a really good guy. All right, so guys, this is the legend himself, the man, the myth, the legend,
There you go.
Pop King Paul.
There you go.
I'm sure most everybody is familiar with him. If you're not, I did put his link to his Instagram as well as his website link in the description below, guys, so you can check out all of that. Paul is an awesome guy. I just wanted to hang out with him tonight. No motives or anything. I just wanted to hang out because I was like, I think I've seen you on Dr. Applesauce. I saw you on Dr. Applesauce, and I saw you on Jeddah one time.
So we know you're live.
And so I was like, but I don't know if I've seen you since Jeddah, I think, maybe. And I was like, I know that he has gone live before, but he doesn't go live very often. So I thought, well, I like Paul. I'll ask him if he'll go live with me and just hang out for the night,
Yeah.
And, so it's cool that you agreed. I didn't know if you were going to say yes or not, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, man. Usually I don't mind as long as I'm free and I don't have anything going on. But yeah, last night I was live with Luau. That was probably the first time I was live in months.
Yeah, I did watch. We came in the last like half hour or so last night of the Luau. I don't know if he's here or not. I don't know if he's going to be here or not, but I do appreciate you guys giving me a little mention at the end of the stream last night. I did catch that, so that was awesome. Andrew's a really, really nice guy. Funko Nerd Stark is here. I haven't seen you in a while, Funko Nerd Stark. Glamma Funko is here. 26 here right now.
Pops, Cody's here.
Stacking Pops, Jay Lee, Tyrannosaurus, McDorks.
Sarah's here. I don't know if you said hi.
83 Pop Talk, Sarah Aldridge. Wow, lots of people here already. 26 people in the stream already. We are going to do the trivia like we do every week, guys. Paul's request this week was wrestling. So I have a wrestling trivia set up, and then we are also going to do a little Masters of the Universe trivia. Because I've been saving it for a special occasion, I figured what better occasion, Hey, this is pretty awesome. But so Two Boys and Their Pops is here. Mikey Vintage Unboxing is here. LJ's awesome. He's posting Pop King Paul's links in the chat, guys. LJ the Geek is an amazing moderator. He's posting everybody's chat links in there. So if you guys need a link or whatever, and he just posted Paul's Instagram. So thank you, LJ, for that. You're an awesome guy. We really appreciate it. Chasing Pops is here. If I missed anybody else, Pop Epidemic, Sonic Hero, Kenneth Bird, I think I said earlier. If I missed anybody, the chat is going a little bit fast. So thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. All you guys are awesome. So we got 32 in here now. Hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're going to play what we do every week. We play 2 trivias. 10, well, actually, it's 11 questions now. The last question is a bonus question about one of my videos from the last week. First 10 questions is wrestling. First 10 questions of the second one will be Master of the Universe. The last question will be about something that I posted this week. Whoever wins that gets their name on a wheel at the end of the month. And at the end of the month, the first Monday of the next month, we spin that wheel until there's only one name left, and that person gets whatever the gift card is, which is sitting right now at $50. But if the chat gets to 55 tonight, that's the magic number tonight, guys. I'm going to add $5 to the card.
We'll make it 55.
So it'll be $55, guys. So
we're not done with.
Is that the biggest? No, that's not the biggest. We had $60, I think, two months ago.
I don't even remember. That's another book.
But yeah, wait till I posted this week. LOL. Yeah, thanks, Campbell's. So yeah, guys, Paul posts mystery boxes. He has a website that I did link below. Pop Harbor's here. Thanks for being here. So how are you feeling about wrestling tonight?
I'm kind of ready to go on that. Like I said, the Masters. Like I was talking to Lou last night. Masters of the Universe. I mean, I grew up watching it. It came out, I think, when I was around 5 years old. I had a lot of the figures and stuff, but it's been a really long time for that. So
Yeah,
I mean,
we're probably about the same age. I think I was about 4 or 5 when Master of the Universe came out. I know I had the castle. I had all the figures. I think they're in this closet that's
They're
left
absolutely in
over
the closet
here.
in there that we can't get to.
But yeah,
I still have a few myself. Castle Grayskull. I have a few figures. So yeah, it's I was big into that when I was younger.
right.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. But all right, so we've got Master of the Universe is the other one tonight, guys. Funko Nerd Stark said Mo2, awesome. Jeremy Knapp, hey, thanks for being here, Jeremy Knapp. I did see a couple other people here I missed, but Collector's Craze, what's up, boys? Cobalt Ray is here. Awesome, we got 30 in here right now. That's what I see. All right, so yeah, and then at the end of the night, 2 names will be on the wheel.
Yep.
So that's awesome. And I think last month it was what, $60? $60.
It's a different notebook.
Yeah, it was like $60 last month.
60, and then who won last time?
Serial Collector or Dallas.
So Amazon, right? They got Amazon for $60.
Yeah, it was an Amazon card last month. So chat, are y'all ready for Master of the Universe and wrestling? I did try to keep it as close to 89 and then in and around that era. So I know the last time I did wrestling, it was like mostly Attitude Era, I feel like, and everybody was like, oh, that was too hard.
Yeah.
They say that about all of my.
Well, just so everybody knows, I failed horribly at this
but
one.
Jaden's ready for wrestling. I know he is. But yeah, so Sharee always pre-does. She takes them beforehand. I don't tell her any of the answers.
No, I don't.
So she takes them beforehand because I'm always curious, like, just how hard is it? And Sharee got like 5 of 11 questions.
I did really bad.
Believe it or not, though, sometimes Sharee will miss like the bonus question about my video.
I don't think I've ever missed your bonus question. Thank you very much. I mean, maybe once in a while. I don't watch your videos.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard. But yeah, man, I'm glad you agreed to come on. I really appreciate that. Hopefully,
no problem. Thanks for having me.
It's going to be we'll probably go for about an hour and a half or so. I know Cheap and Nerdy goes live at, I think, 8 Central Time. So, and they're not Central Time. I think they're East Coast. But yeah, so we try to end it right before they go live. What's up, Glamma Funko? That is a name that I'm glad to see in the chat tonight. How are you? 2 things I know nothing about, she says. Well, that's okay.
They're different every week.
That's okay. You can still play. Sonic Hero knows nothing about most of what I quiz. She still plays every week.
I know mostly nothing about everything you do, and you make me do it every week.
And she said, Funko Nerd Stark, text me the answers.
No, there's no time for that.
Might not be enough time for that. It's like a 30-second countdown. But all right. So yeah, we're gonna do that. What do you think about all the Halloween stuff that they've been announcing? You have any opinions or thoughts on all that stuff?
I haven't seen. I don't know if I've seen all of it. I've seen the Minions. I saw those. I mean, some of it looks all right. It's hit or miss with some of that stuff. I see people, posting in Facebook groups, and then they'll make comments, and most people are like, this is, kind of like the Scooby-Doo. Like I was reading today, somebody was posting the Scooby-Doo stuff. They were just like, Scooby-Doo kind of looks like the old, the one that they already did. They were like, they maybe should have done something a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to me, honestly, I think a couple of those Minions look pretty cool. I don't know if I've really seen any of the other ones, because I really haven't. I've kind of been taking a little break, for this past, pretty much past last week and then all of this week. So I haven't really been paying a whole lot of attention. I've just kind of been, kind of doing my own thing. I mean, I'll look here and there, but I haven't been like hardcore, like I usually am.
Right, right. I think the weird thing about the Scooby-Doo ones is that we picked those up at the store like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah.
And they
That's
announced
what people
them
were
today.
saying.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, that's what I don't gotta go hunt for because I already they only had like 3 of each on the shelf too.
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna buy it, but I was like, kid likes Scooby Doo. He likes Scooby Doo. I'll just go ahead and grab them.
I'm not gonna lie, we buy anything.
No, we don't buy anything.
We don't buy anything,
We
but
buy
like,
a lot of things.
we don't buy a lot of
Pretty
stuff.
much everything they're releasing for Halloween, we're gonna have to buy.
Yeah, but yeah. So, and then also, what would you say is probably your biggest collection? Is there anything that you collect a lot of?
Pretty much. I mean, I like a lot of the horror pops.
Yeah.
Those to me, those are pretty cool. I think some of the detail on those is pretty neat. And I would say horror and probably ad icons, but I do like Freddy Funkos too.
Yeah.
I love the Freddy Funkos. I like more of the older ones, that were back from like 2014 and up. Those cons, the ones that were really hard to get. Like to me, I think they tried to get back to it. Like last year when they did like the Freddy Funko as Venom and the Freddy Funko, it was cool to see them go back to the really low numbered ones, which I think they need to try to do more of that. So it was kind of cool seeing them do that. But to me, there's not going to be any Freddy Funkos like, back in the day, like when they did the Deadpool and the Freddy Funko Boba Fett and the Clone Trooper and, all those really cool ones that, they did back in the day. To me, those are just awesome. Like, the Freddy Funko is Bumble, that's one of my favorite ones, and Jack Skellington and all those. They just had so many awesome ones back then. And I mean, it was, like I said, it was kind of neat seeing them get back to that last year and doing some more low number ones. But I don't really think they didn't really do anything for me as much as the old school ones that they used to have. But it was cool seeing them, kind of get back to doing some different Freddy Funkos.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I bought the Fun Days box this year specifically because I wanted the merman. But the weird thing about that is that was at a time when they were saying that they lost the Masters of the Universe license still.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw that and I was like, well, obviously they didn't lose that license because he's in this box. But when I pulled it out, it's not licensed Masters of the Universe at all. It says like the merman or something. It's a weird way that they phrased it. And I was like, maybe they did lose that license if they didn't put anything similar to Master the Universe on there. But man, I was hyped when I found out that they didn't lose that license. So I was like,
dropping all those pops.
Thank God, because
spend all that money
that's my number one collection is Master of the Universe. And like I do like having the like low value or the high value stuff, but of that set, I'm gonna buy everything that comes out because it's just something that I've liked since I was a kid, So I mean, why wouldn't I just keep buying that? But yeah, so hopefully we have it all on pre-order at GameStop.
Hopefully it
doesn't get canceled because GameStop's like super wishy-washy right now.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered a couple Black Series figures from Star Wars like probably like 2 months ago, and I haven't heard anything. And they have the the GameStop warehouse is probably like their distribution center, whatever you want to call it. It's probably like 25 minutes from me.
Right.
It's out there in Grapevine. So, I was kind of hoping I'd hear something from now because I got one of the troopers. I can't remember exactly which one of the Mandalorian ones because I thought those were pretty sweet looking. But yeah, I pre-ordered those. I want to say it's going on like 2 months ago, and I haven't heard anything about cancellation or I haven't heard anything about shipping. But I'm starting to see all these other people, say their stuff's getting canceled. So I don't know. It won't shock me if it happens.
We haven't gotten any notice yet, but like our GameStop is kind of difficult, like because there's 2 girls there that love her, but they don't care at all about me.
Well, I guess the girls like we're all good, but there's some guys there that like are like younger and
we'll call and the guy's like, yeah, it came in and we sold it. We're like, what do you mean you sold it?
I'm like, you never told me it came in, and then like I'll call back and talk to. She's a manager, and she'll be like, we didn't sell it, it's on my table.
Yeah, she's got it in the office or whatever. She'll like write her name down on stuff.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about me. Like they don't care. But Sharee will go in.
Because I don't let you go into GameStop because then you spend like $400.
Yeah, that's true. And I pre-order. I'll just pre-order like the whole list. I'm
So
like,
I have to do it all.
just let me pre-order all of this.
Yeah.
And but yeah, she'll go in and they'll give her like all of their sorters, like the whole stack of like whatever sorters they had. And they're like, we were just gonna throw these away.
Hi, Caitlin.
So for shipping, that's amazing to have sorters. You know,
yeah, that's cool.
For free. What's up, Funko Pops and Unicorns? Popping off the walls is here.
Super Russ is here.
Awesome. Super Russ is here. Awesome, guys. Thanks for being here. We got 41 in here now. All right. Like I said earlier, guys, 55 is the magic number. So if anybody wants to, you can share this out. Get 55 people in here. We're going to add $5 to the card this week,
55.
making it $55 because,
Robert.
you know, those are. Hey, Robert Breaks YouTube is here.
Jedi Howard's here.
Hey, Sharee, Pop King Paul, and that guy with the beard, he said. All right, awesome. Jedi Howard is here. If I miss names, I apologize, guys. The chat was just going pretty fast earlier. So, but anybody that's not typing in the chat that's just here watching, thanks for being here. We appreciate you guys as well.
Do.
So, all right,
out there, shout outs.
Absolutely. Flash Ray Videos is here. Nerd Crew, who's the guy with the beard? What's that? Oh, Quick Draw is here.
Hey, Quick
What's
Draw.
up, Quick?
You should shave and just make everybody freak out.
Oh, everybody would freak out. I mean, there's no question in my mind. If I did one video without a hat on, somebody messaged me not too long ago and was like, "Hey, I was watching one of your videos and you didn't have a hat on. What was going on with that?" I was like, "Well, I didn't always used to wear the hats. I just decided, you know, I'm gonna start wearing a hat in my videos. Like we changed the lighting up because of me wearing a hat because from up here there's like a shadow on my face, and I was like, well, you know, so now I have a light here and then up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, well, this is not how I've always looked. I mean, the last time I shaved completely was at our wedding, which was like almost 10 years ago.
I feel like you've shaved since then.
And I just look like a fat potato.
I prefer you.
I'm not gonna lie. That was terrible.
Yeah, you look like a 12-year-old. I don't like it.
Yeah, I actually just shaved yesterday for the first time in probably like 2 months, and I usually don't let mine grow out because mine gets to that point where it like gets kind of like that itchy stage, and you know, because usually when at my last job in my position, I was upper management. We weren't allowed to have facial hair, so I had to shave like every couple days. So now that I'm not there anymore, I just kind of like gave my face a break, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't near as long as yours, but it got, you know, it got out there, but I was just like, it just started getting to the point where it was just, you know, little pokes and little, you know, kind of itchy. So I was just like, man, I've got to do it. So I just went ahead and shaved it all off, and yeah, it feels a little better.
Yeah, no doubt. There was a question earlier for you, Paul. Mike Pratt wanted to know, will you ever do boxes for Canada?
Yeah, I get that a lot. I was talking about that last night. It's kind of how the website's set up for me to do international shipping. Like, I have to be able to know exactly what the box is going to weigh, what the size is going to be. I have to fill in all the like custom stuff. So, you know, with my boxes, like I was saying last night, if I do like a hit or miss, you know, which when I do those, it's just like one pop. So. All those boxes are I already know the size, I already know the weight, because pretty much all, you know, it's close enough. I usually add a few ounces just to, you know, be safe or whatever. Yeah. If it's something like that, I can go ahead and pre-put all that info, you know, in there, and it won't be an issue. But I don't want to try to guess or put wrong sizes and then have, you know, some kind of customs issue or some kind of shipping issue. So if there's something else I can do, like I said, I need to kind of go in there and see if there's you know, something else that I can kind of tweak or whatever to where it'll allow me to do that. But just going in there and looking at it how it is now, it's like I have to put all that info in there before. And, you know, with pops, you know, usually my boxes are either 4 or 6 pops. So that's 2 different size boxes, 2 different weights. And then, you know, if you have a stack or, you know, I mean, I always send mine in protectors, but, you know, if you have a stack, that adds a little weight. So that's kind of why the only reason I don't do it right now, just because, you know, the way it's set up. But I might see if there's something I can do to where I can, you know, maybe change that, tweak it a little bit to where it'll be, you know, the international side will be a little easier to do.
Right, right.
No, those couple ounces difference
Yeah, no, I
makes
mean,
a big difference.
now
in shipping.
we've shipped it to Canada a bunch, and it is not it's not cheap, man.
No.
It's definitely not.
Chris Varian said it's very hard to get Pop King Paul mystery box. They go super fast. One day I'm going to be able to score one.
They do go very
They
fast.
do go fast. I've tried to get the last 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Luau said something last night that create an account, which I didn't even realize you could do that. I went onto the website while you guys were talking and saw the little thing in the corner and was like, well, let me see. So I did what he suggested. So maybe I'll have some luck next time. I was like, but yeah, I was like on there the last time and was like, oh, okay, well, this is because my computer saves everything, right? It saves all my card information, everything. I'm like, okay, I'll go on. And I went to check out, it was like sold out. And I was like, son of a gun.
I think it was like 50 seconds.
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, it took like 50 seconds and it was gone. It was fast.
Yeah, but the reason they sell out, like I said in that post, one of the times, the reason they sell out, guys, is because, I mean, we've all seen the videos, right? Like, we've all seen the videos. People get Paul's boxes are the best boxes, legit, hands down, out of anybody that I've seen. So I mean, there's a lot of companies out there, but I've been buying from other companies for 2 years now, and I have yet to pull anything that I'm like, oh, holy cow, this is amazing, So yeah, I mean, of course they're gonna sell out. Plus, you have like 12. Dr. Applesauce is in the house. What's up, Dr. Applesauce?
What's up, Will?
But yeah, of course they're going to sell out, no doubt. And plus you have like 12,000 followers on Instagram. So as soon as you post it, like,
everybody's like, yay, box.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying last night. I would love to do, 100 boxes, 200 boxes at a time, but
right.
I don't want the quality to go down just because I want more, quantity. So, I try to keep it at a reasonable amount. I mean, I know I have a lot of followers, and I know, but one thing though, the next drop I am doing, which is I'm shooting for, this weekend coming up, if everything, falls into place. It's like I was saying last night, I don't want to give an exact day or time because I'm still waiting on a lot of stuff to get to me, and the way shipping is right now, it's all over the place. So
yeah, for sure,
I'm kind of shooting for like between Friday and Sunday if everything goes well. And this drop should be pretty big. It should be a lot of boxes, and there's going to be a ton of grails. So I'm just letting everybody know right now, there's going to be a ton of stuff. But I do big drops every once in a while. Just like the last time I did my hit or miss boxes, I did 2 rounds. They were 250 boxes a piece, and I did 2 rounds like in 3 days.
Right.
So it's not like I don't ever do big drops, but it's just, I just try to keep it reasonable, just because, especially the way shipping is right now, like this last drop I did was 40 boxes, and it just seemed like it took me forever to try to get them out because, either UPS wouldn't show up for the pickup, or my normal mailman was out, and the guy that was taking his route, he's feeding me all this stuff about, I can only take 5 packages at a time, and we can't get any overtime right now, which, it could be true. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, like I said, if I put out, 200 boxes right now, it may take me a week to get them all out just, after they're done. So I'm just trying to keep it a reasonable amount. But like I said, the next drop, it's going to be a pretty good size drop. And there's going to be a ton of stuff in there, a ton of good stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if it's still true, but I know at one point you were pretty much just doing this by yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still am. It's just me. Like I said, my oldest son, he helps me, a little bit. But like I was telling Luau last night, when it comes to the packing part, like I'm real particular about how stuff gets packed. So when that part comes up, it's just me, and pretty much, all the behind the scenes stuff as far as getting stuff and, having to go through it and, separate everything out so every box meets its value, or so certain boxes are put the top hit in and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a process, and when you do it by yourself, it takes a little time.
I mean, we did a box that we just did 30 boxes, and she customized a bunch of pops to do it, and
customs and the crochet
I'll tell you right now, we may not ever do that again.
It was like 2 months.
It was too much.
It was a lot.
We only did it, we were like, hey, I've got all these pops that I don't necessarily want in my collection. Plus, it would be unique to us because we're homespun if we made some custom pops and threw some custom stuff in. And I thought it was a good idea. I mean, they all sold out, but
Yeah.
it was a lot of work. And
then I felt real bad after because everybody who got a box said, I really hope to get a custom.
yeah,
And it was only half the boxes were custom. So I guess if we never do it again,
not even
they'll
half the
all have
boxes.
to pretty much be custom.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard on her more so than me because all I was doing was like communicating with everybody.
Yeah.
She was the one shipping and doing all of that, and I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
It's funny you say that because a lot of people like, you know, I know Will, Dr. Applesauce has even done a box, and that's what he said. He goes, man, this is, you know, it's tough. And, you know, Franchise Kicks, he said the same thing, you know, because the last drop he did, he goes, man, I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if I'm going to do anymore because it's just, you know, it is. I mean, especially if it's not something you do all the time. Like me, I've been doing it long enough where I kind of have a routine. I kind of have a, you know, a flow of way that things go, and, you know, and I can get it done in a reasonable time. But, you know, but I'm also doing this, you know, pretty much 24/7 nonstop. But yeah, when I first started, especially when I was doing the curated boxes, you know, when I just had a few hundred followers, you know, that was tough trying to get, you know, all that stuff in and be like, okay, well, this person said they like this and this person says they like this. And, you know, and I still get messages asking why I don't do those anymore. And I'm like, it's just impossible. There's just no way.
I can't imagine doing that at all. Like, I mean, it's just, it seems like it'd be very, very difficult. And I know because I was there with all of the crap from last year, you know, and like, why would anybody bother to try to do that again? Honestly, like, I don't know. I just couldn't imagine. I know I defended you. I never even had a box from you, but I know
it was shady.
It was some shady crap that happened last year, and I was like,
"Oh yeah,
that's some ridiculous."
Well, I mean, even with our little box run, like you're throwing your name out there, it's kind of nerve wracking.
Yeah, we were so afraid somebody was going to get something and hate it, you know, and like be, you know, and it was only one pop per box, you know.
Yeah.
But I was just so afraid that people were going to hate it, and I just didn't want to like. Put my name on something that I didn't feel like
kind of left a bad taste in everybody's mouth for this kind of thing, I think.
And that honestly, after all of that, that's why it took us almost a year to do our mystery box, because we were thinking about it then, and then I was like, no, we will wait. I was like, we will wait because
don't want to have any sort of attachment to that.
All of that they did
ruined it.
It kind of ruined it for a lot of people for a while. And I was like, okay, no, we're not going to get involved. I don't want that kind of hate on me ever. And we only did 30 boxes one time. Yeah. And I mean, like the anxiety for me was like, oh God, I hope this doesn't come back on me. But I will tell you guys right now, if you bought a box from us, we shipped it the next day. Like it was the same day. Sometimes it was the same day that you bought it. If we could get to the Funko Nerd Stark knows. But yeah, we shipped it within a day at least, because I did not want any of that crap coming back on me. No. But
yeah,
I couldn't.
That was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was. It was a nightmare. Like it felt like the whole community. It was a nightmare. And I didn't buy any of those boxes either from them. Yeah. But I watched everybody's stuff, and I'm just like, man, it's terrible. It was terrible to watch. I felt so bad for so many people. Yes, it was. And you know, awful. And so it kind of turned me off for a little while. The idea of doing my own, I could never do a curated box. I'll tell you that right now. The conversations that I imagine would go in with like a curated box, like, well, do you have this? Well, what do you know? I don't want to have those long freaking conversations with me. That's a lot of work, and I can't imagine. I'm just going to buy 5 pops and I'm going to send you whatever you get. You know, like that's why the random ones I feel like make a lot more sense. You know. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I just had, and that's what I told people. I'm like, you know, they were fun to do, but you know, when I only had a few people messaging me wanting to get one, it wasn't that bad. But like you said, I did have a lot of those conversations like, oh, I'm really looking for this, or oh, I need this. And a lot of times it was, stuff that was really hard to get. Right. And I mean, most of the time I was still able to get it, but yeah, when the boxes started getting more popular and my name started getting out there more, it just, like I said, it's just impossible to do. And, and like I said, I still get a few people messaging me now to this day because they see old videos. Like, I mean, I'd say I get at least 3 to 5 messages a week, probably still asking about those. And I'm just like, it's just not something I can do. I mean, it's just,
yeah. I can imagine. I know the community, so I can imagine you get a lot of messages about that kind of stuff. Dr. Applesauce said, yeah, me too at Homespun Geek. I felt so bad for so many people that believed in them, that bought 5, 10, 20 boxes at $70 each. It was sad to watch.
Yeah.
It was very sad to watch. And I felt, I didn't even want to get on this subject tonight, but I felt like they took advantage of a lot of the community who were supporters of them. Like,
which is like the worst thing.
That's the worst thing that you could possibly do to me. To me, like, it's the worst thing that you could possibly do. People watch me every week. People watch my videos every week. And I would never try to take advantage of the people that are here to support me every week. And that was just terrible. Yeah. Like, that was they took down their whole channel. Well, that's like, apparently somebody told me last night the channel was gone, and I was like, good. Oh, let me go look and see. I was never subscribed to them. I want to tell everybody I was never subscribed. We didn't like them
in the beginning. We thought they were very clickbaity, and so.
Oh yeah, it was kind of hard for me to watch, but
yeah. Well, like I told the Luau last night, honestly I don't think they were ever collectors. I think that was their plan from the beginning. And I think
I might have told you that too. I think
just the way everything played out and the way I look back on it now and stuff that was said, and I think it was a money making scheme from the very beginning. And like you said, I think the whole we bought $20,000 worth of mystery boxes just to get everybody to watch and get a huge following up, and that's what they did. They their channel blew up quick.
Yeah, it did.
And, and then all of a sudden it was, okay, well, yeah, now we're going to do some mystery boxes. And, it went from 500 to 800 to some odd, like 1,168 boxes. And then they started saying how they were adding all these grails in there. But then after all the boxes got sent out, a lot of those grails started being waffled off. And I'm like, okay, I mean, hopefully I'm not the only one noticing this, because all these pops that they're waffling were supposed to be in these boxes, and there's no way they had doubles, triples, or quadruples of these, So and I still know people to this day that didn't even get their box. I mean, just there was just so many.
That's crazy,
and they lost track of. He even made a post asking people to message him that bought boxes because he lost track. And like I said, there's people still to this day that didn't even get their boxes. So it was the whole thing was just an insane, crazy nightmare.
1,400 plus, Dr. Applesauce said. Yeah, I feel like it was a long game for them. Like, they got on YouTube. They were like, let's try to grow. And some of their videos in the beginning of their videos were like, we bought $20,000 worth of I don't know if that's the exact number, but it was like that. It was like, we bought $20,000 worth of mystery boxes. And I was like, well, honestly, who hasn't? Like, I've bought, people can say like, I bought $10,000 worth of pops this week, or I bought $10,000 worth of pops. Well, so have I. Like, I can guarantee you, I've probably spent $10,000 on. I mean, that number sounds crazy, but a lot of us have bought a lot of pops. So to just box them all up and be like, I'm going to open these in a video in a series that says $10,000 of mystery boxes.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Applesauce Will, thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
They got their money, ran off, and bought a house somewhere, probably. Yeah, very possible.
Who knows?
All right, guys, it is 6:33. Let's go ahead and start the first trivia Kahoot, guys. At Dr. Applesauce, have a good night. I did. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to go share the screen, guys. Well, let me pull the Kahoot up first.
All right, for anybody who doesn't know, y'all go to kahoot.it.
Kahoot.it, guys.
Not kahoot.com. Got to have two screens so y'all can see like the questions, and then y'all can answer on a second screen.
Right.
And make sure whatever name that y'all type in when y'all log on has something to do with your channel name, so we know who you are.
Yeah, when you guys log in and you put something in, make sure it's your channel name or something similar to your channel name, so there's no dispute over who wins. I'm fixing to share the screen and give you guys this number here. And there's the awesome music.
Oh, we're changing it tonight. Sarah, you're home just in time for Kahoot.
Here we go. That's the number right there, guys. Hold on, I found one that I liked better. There you go. All right, so if anybody has any questions, Sharee still has the chat up. You can ask in the chat. Stacking Pops is in. The first one we're doing, guys, is wrestling. I put wrestling first. Hashtag PWO. You're not playing Glamour? Okay. It's the first one is wrestling, Cobalt.
Kayla, good luck for some good guessing. That's how I got through it too.
Yeah.
You need another drink?
No, I'm good. I'll have half of this one.
Okay.
We got 18 people in there. We'll give it a few more minutes, guys. Give it about 2-3 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and hit start. 20. A lot of hashtags in the chat.
We should all give Glamour Funko award for who buys the most pops every week.
No joke.
I think hands down she takes it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Glamour buys so many pops. I'm surprised there's any left for the rest of us.
I told her I see her post all this stuff. I'm like, you're gonna need just a separate, like you need to build like a house behind your house just to put your pops in. Just have a pop house.
We're almost there, man.
I'm not gonna lie. We have a big garage, and I've thought about like walling off a third of my garage just to have like some space for.
We'll have to air condition it and stuff.
Yeah,
though.
but Paul knows he's in Texas too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
29 people. All right, I'm gonna give it another minute, guys. There's 30.
We're 2 people away from 55 in the chat.
53 in the chat right now, guys. 2 away from the number tonight.
We're getting there. It's close.
Let me hide this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit play. The number's not changing. We're sitting at 30 playing tonight. Here we go, guys.
Good luck, everybody.
I'm gonna pull that down. All right, question 1. At which WrestleMania did the Mega Powers collide? WrestleMania 4, 1988, WrestleMania 6, 1990, WrestleMania 5, 1989, or WrestleMania 3, 1987. Mega Powers, of course, are Hulk Hogan and Macho Man.
Randy
Oh, you didn't know. Yeah, Macho Man Randy
I
Savage.
had no idea who that was.
You didn't know who they were last night, so.
I'm pretty sure I answered this one right, though.
You might have. Oh, yeah, you got this one right.
Yeah.
Boom. 10 people got it right. It was 1989. It was WrestleMania 5. Mega Powers collided. They were fighting over Miss Elizabeth. Awesome job.
I got that one right.
Channel name low. Nightshade, Nerd Crew, Chris Variants, 83 Pop Talk. All right. Good job, guys. Next up. 2 of 11. What was Hulk Hogan's original wrestling name?
Oh, that's a good one.
Hulk Hogan.
Terry Boulder, Sterling Golden, or the Super Destroyer? $28, 29, one more person. There we go, 30. 31. Boom. 5 people got that correct. It was the Super Destroyer. That was what he debuted as. Kind of a strange name, I know. Terry actually is his real name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's probably a good thing he changed his name. That's pretty lame.
Terry Boulder.
Yeah, we hit the chat number.
Are we at 55? Oh, we hit
56.
56. Awesome.
Awesome.
Y'all.
All right. 56. That adds $5 to the card, guys. So the card now for the month is $55.
Yes, it is.
So that's cool, guys. So Super Destroyer was it. All 4 of those actually were names that he has used at one point, including Sterling Golden.
That's a weird name.
Yeah,
That's weird. All right. Next
Bad.
up, guys. Oh, Donker 3 is now in first place. Then channel name low. Nightshade, Nerd Crew. Chris Variance is in 5th place. Good job, guys. Up 21 places. 2 Flowers is the highest climber. Good job. 2 Flowers. Dos Florecitas. Next question. True or false? Hulk Hogan lost the championship at WrestleMania 6.
True or false?
And that is a picture of who he fought right there. Glamis says, Josh, I'm waiting for my answers. Glamis would have guessed Terry Boulder. True, he lost the title to the Ultimate Warrior. They were trying to push Warrior. I never really was a fan of Ultimate Warrior, though.
I know.
I do know.
I
mean, he was good. He back then he was like an exciting person to watch, but I was a Hulk Hogan guy, guys. All right.
Can't like them both.
There you go. Donker's still in 1st place. Then Chris Variance. Then Harbor Master. Nerd Crew. 83 Pop Talk. Good job, guys. Good job. All right. And then Donker 3 has the highest answer streak of 3. Cool. 4 of 11. Axe and Smash make up which tag team? LOD, the Road Warriors, Doom, or Demolition?
I'm sure you probably know this, but do you remember who made up the 3rd member?
Yes, but I don't remember what they called him. I have like micro brawlers from Pro Wrestling Crate of Axe and Smash. They sent one month.
Yeah, I got those too. I actually like those things. I think they're really neat.
Yeah, I think I have I've had Pro Wrestling Crate for like 2 years now, so I have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yep. Demolition is the name. 20 people got that right. So that was that one was an easier one, guys. So all right. Oh yeah, Crush. And then
Crush.
That's right, Crush. And then he ended up going to WCW and he was in Chronic.
Yeah.
All right, good job, guys. Let's see where we're at. Ooh, Pop Harbor pulling up. Chris Variance in 2nd place. Donker 3 is in 3rd. Nerd Crew is in 4th, and 83 Pop Talk is in 5th place. Up 11 places, Jeremy K. Wow, 11 places. That's a giant leap. All right, next up, guys. Roddy Piper is from which country? Canada, Scotland, Ireland, the United States.
I got this one wrong.
Yes, you did get. Did you get this one wrong?
I did.
Oh, that's terrible.
I sucked at this one.
For anybody that doesn't know, Roddy Piper is like my favorite of all time. I love Roddy Piper. Duck Dodgers is here. What's up, Duck Dodgers?
Hi.
14 people got that correct. He is a Canadian. The Canadians in the chat should have known that.
I'm pretty sure Mike was asking for a Canadian question.
Yeah,
So
Mike. There you go, buddy. Chris Variance is in 1st place. Nerd Crew is in 2nd. Matthew Cowley is in 3rd. McDorks is in 4th, and Fritz Luger.
Fritz, thank your wife. Not her.
All right, 7 players have reached answer streak of 3. Next question, 6 of 11. Ted DiBiase once purchased the WWF Championship from which champion? Yokozuna, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage.
UAM is here.
Oh, about time.
You're late for wrestling. You're not too late for Masters of the Universe, though.
$28. Couple more.
Oh, wow, Canadian that Tylocke likes.
12 people got that correct. Andre the Giant. He bought the title from Andre the Giant. All right, guys. Yeah, but Andre is still a legend, regardless.
Oh, yeah.
Variance in 1st place. Nerd Crew's in 2nd. Matthew Cowley. Matthew, I didn't know you were here tonight. I don't think I said hello to you earlier. So, hey, Matthew. Jay Lee is in 4th place and Donker 3. It's changing a lot tonight.
Yeah, it is.
I like it when it changes, though, because it's more of a competition. All right. Next up, 7 of 11. Who is this? Dusty Rhodes, Sid Justice, Virgil, Lex Luger. Aren't Canada and Scotland from the same latitude, though? Pop epidemic. Oh, there you go. 15 people. I knew it was going to come down between Sid Justice and Lex Luger
I
because
got this one right.
when I was a kid, I actually got them confused quite a bit. But yes, Sid Justice, that was the correct answer. Awesome.
I got Lex Luthor confused when I was younger. I was like, why is there a villain?
That's probably why they did it. Chris Varian is in first place. Nerd Crew is in second. Matthew Callie, Jay Lee, Mike Pratt now in fifth place. We've got a Canadian on the board there.
Oh, no.
Up 8 places, Jeremy K is the highest climber. All right, true or false? Rick Rude was a member of D-Generation X.
True or false? Sonic Hero got one right.
You would have got that wrong because you knew him as Sid Vicious.
Well, he did go by Sid Vicious.
He went by, and then he's Psycho Sid too.
Psycho Sid, yeah.
29. Boom, true. Rick Rude was one of the original. He was like their bodyguard when it was Triple H. And Sharee didn't know that either.
Oh, Sharee had no idea.
Yeah,
I was like it.
We just watched that on WW, or I did, I guess. I don't know if you were there.
That was
13 people got that.
This isn't that big of a house.
Didn't budge at all. Chris Varian still in first place. Nerd Cruz in second. Matthew Callie, Jay Lee, Fritz Luger. Fritz wishes he was Lex Luger. Well, no, not now, I guess. Poor Lex Luger. All right, 9 of 11. How many times was Macho Man Randy Savage WWF champion? 1, 3, 2, or never?
I got this one right.
You did get this one right. You guessed at it, but you got it right.
I got it right. Still counts.
Sonic Hero said she knew that one because of the WWE Champions game.
Doesn't matter where the knowledge comes
Boom. 10 people got that correct. He was the WWE Champion 2 times in his career. And then he went to WCW. He's one of the few that never came back to WWE when WCW ended. 10 people got that correct. Let's see where we stand. Man, Chris Variant still in first place. Good job, Chris. Nerd Cruz in second. Matthew Callie's in third. Fritz Luger is in fourth. And Zach Morris.
Zach Morris
is in fifth place. Nice. Fritz Luger is back with an answer streak of 3.
Fritzy's wife.
Congratulations, Fritzy's invisible wife. Who is this? 10 of 11. Who is this? Rick Martel, Lex Luger, IRS, Razor Ramon.
I got this.
Hey, Chico.
Sarah's rooting for you, Chris.
Sarah's rooting for Chris?
Yep.
PWO Chris. $17 people. It is the model Rick Martel. That is who it is. Nobody said Lex Luger, though. All right. That one didn't move there. I think we might have our top 5 here. Zach Morris has the streak with 5 correct answers in a row. Good job.
Well, this one can change it all. This
is the double points question about my videos this week. Mikey Vintage sent me an autograph from which wrestler in this video? Jake the Snake Roberts, Randy Savage, Roddy Piper, or Ted DiBiase?
I got this one right.
Well, I had to give you the answer.
You did?
Yeah, because you watched my video, so I gave you the answer. You may have said that's Fritzy Funko on the Rick Martel one. Boom, 11 people. Mikey Vintage, who is here right now. Hopefully he's playing and got that correct. 11 people got it correct. Ted DiBiase, he sent me an autographed photo of Ted DiBiase this week.
Amazing.
Let's see. Third place, we have Nerd Crew. Second place, we have Chris Variance. Uh-oh. Changed. Here we go. First place is oh my gosh.
What a comeback.
Luger. That is the first time Fritzy has ever gotten on the board.
I mean, I'll write his name down, but I'm going to give the win to his wife.
Wow, good job, Fritz.
Congratulations, y'all.
Good job on everybody. Y'all did a really good job. There's that top 5 changed quite a bit, so a lot of people were answering some right questions there.
Yep.
Good job, guys. Good job. Good job. So Fritzy, first time ever on the board. Will be on the wheel at the beginning. Well, he's on the wheel.
He'll be on there twice.
He'll be on there twice this month, guys. Jason said, or Campbell says, I'm a loser. I'm a loser. Well, that's all right. That's all right, guys. Like, no, I mean, I know not everybody's going to know every topic, every subject.
No,
so.
I failed terribly at this one.
Yeah. And
I'll pick them next week.
And I tell you, okay. I guess I'll let you do that. I'll tell you, Sharee actually did pretty good on Master of the Universe, but that's probably because
That's literally only because you just keep watching it.
Yeah.
I missed out on it in the 80s. My brother's 6 years older than me, and he didn't really watch it, so I never watched it growing up. It wasn't until I met you did it become part of my life.
Prissy says he can't wait for his name to be taken off the wheel the first and second time. Twilight next week, Sharee.
I mean, I could do Twilight.
You could do Twilight. You're gonna have to answer. You're gonna have to feed me the answers.
Act like you haven't watched every one of those movies with me.
I did.
That's all right then.
I did, and they were all terrible.
They were all terrible. I hated those movies.
But I watched them all. Terrible. I'm not even exaggerating. They were awful.
No, they were the worst movies ever. But that's okay. We still can do it.
You have any what other trivia topics do you think you would be good at, Paul? I'm just curious.
I mean, I know a lot of stuff about movies. I would say movies, maybe 90s sitcoms, maybe late 80s sitcoms, TV shows, stuff like that. I know a lot about sports. I'm a big sports guy, baseball, football, pretty much any of that, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not a big sports guy.
No,
the only other than wrestling, the only sport that I watch is football, and I don't truly commit to that. I'll watch I'll
watch the Texans if they're doing
if I'm home.
Good.
We're from Houston, so if I'm gonna watch a game, it's gonna be probably a Texans game. I know I heard last night that you weren't a big Dallas Cowboys fan. I've never liked the Cowboys.
No, I'm a Chiefs fan. I've been a Chiefs fan since '94. So I that's what I was telling Luau last night. I don't really baseball, I like the Cubs. Football, I like the Chiefs. I don't really watch NBA. I'm more of a college basketball guy. I like the Kentucky Wildcats. And then, of course, college football, it's Auburn. I'm a big Auburn Tigers guy. But yeah, as far as none of the Texas teams really do it for me. So I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, now it's college. I don't really mind Baylor, TCU. I don't really mind those. But as far as the big sports, none of them really do anything for me. Right. But definitely not a Cowboys fan at all.
I've been behind. I'll be behind. I'm a fair weather fan, depending on the sport. I'm not gonna lie. The year the Rockets won their championships, their back-to-back championships, those 2 years, we were giant. I mean, obviously, everybody in Houston was bleeding Rockets all over the place. That's the only time in my life that we went to a Rockets game. My dad bought tickets, and we went and sat in the front. He bought tickets right in the front, and Elijah was out there. And I think it was the second year, so it was Elijah and Drexler, and man, that was amazing. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Though I've never really liked basketball much at all.
That's me. I liked basketball back in the day, but as it just totally changed. It just back in the day when it was Jordan, and Stockton and Dan Marley and all those guys, guys that actually played, and I liked it back then, but I don't know, just the more I watched it, the whole game started changing. So I just I love college basketball, but NBA I don't really watch it.
When you think about Michael Jordan too, I would say Michael Jordan, obviously he was probably one of the best of all time, and I don't feel like he ever had he didn't seem to have any drama,
right.
He never had the guys now. I don't know. I don't follow basketball. I'll be honest with you. I don't follow basketball, but I hear nothing but drama all the time from the NBA. But Michael Jordan never really seemed to have any drama. And so, obviously, even as a kid, I liked Michael Jordan. I was a Bulls fan just because Michael Jordan was on the Bulls, and I was like, wow, this guy's amazing, Did you ever watch any Michael Jordan stuff when
Space Jam?
Oh yeah, Space Jam.
I'm a big fan of Space Jam.
Yeah. Okay. Space Jam. They've been releasing. They've been releasing all those Michael Jordan pops. They really need to. I don't know if they've released a Michael Jordan Space Jam pop, but they totally should do that.
They should do that. I'd actually buy that one, even though I feel like a lot of those keep just showing up at our house anyway.
Yeah. Oh, the Michael Jordans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I did see the What About Bob pops. Did you see? Have you seen that movie before?
No, I don't know what that is.
My favorite Bill Murray movie, other than Ghostbusters, my favorite Bill Murray movie is Groundhog Day. I love. I could watch that movie over and over. But I don't know why they have not. I mean, I know it's all licensing issues, but gosh, Groundhog Day pops would be amazing if they just made one with him. With the groundhog, or like the car when he and the groundhog are like in the front seat and they're about to go over the cliff.
Yeah,
I think I've only seen that movie once.
Oh, it's a good movie.
And I was like little.
The Last Dance documentary is a great behind the scenes look at MJ, and you don't have to be a sports fan to like it. They even covered Space Jam.
Well, yeah, Space Jam's a big part of them.
MJ had gambling debt and marriage issues, but at least he didn't punch his wife in the elevator. Wow. 2 AM collectibles. I mean, I like documentaries. Like, I'll totally sit down and watch a documentary about almost anybody. I'm not gonna
documentaries.
Stripes. Glamour Funko says Stripes is the best Bill Murray movie. It's definitely not Garfield.
No.
We need to do Ghostbusters Kahoot. Didn't we do Ghostbusters Kahoot? No, I guess not. I can't remember.
I don't think we have. I don't know. People that have been with us the whole time. We did Ghostbusters?
I don't think we've done Ghostbusters.
I don't think we have.
We did Gremlins and we did Jaws, but I don't think we've done Ghostbusters. That's a good idea, though, Sarah. That's a good idea. We may write that down.
Ghostbusters and Twilight.
Caddyshack. UAM says Caddyshack's a good movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
McDork says Ghostbusters. Yes. Yeah, that's cool. Zombieland. Oh man, the Zombieland pops that are coming out, I'm kind of hyped for. I do really like Zombieland. McDork says do Friends. Everybody always wants me to do a Friends trivia.
Like Friends.
She's not a fan of Friends. I watched it all, but I don't really remember it. I'd have to.
Not picking Friends. I don't like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do any good on that one either.
And Sonic Hero said the other one that everybody always asks for.
At this point, like, we're just not ever gonna do that one.
Boy Meets World. Everybody wants Boy Meets World.
Not doing it. Back to the Future. That's a good one.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
I'm a big fan of Boy Meets World, so it's only a matter of time. It's just like, when am I gonna do it? I don't know. Everybody.
Have you done Star Wars yet?
Yes.
No, we haven't done Star Wars.
Well,
we did May the 4th.
Yes.
Yeah, we did one Star Wars one, but Star Wars is one just like wrestling, because we did wrestling a couple of weeks ago, but Star Wars and wrestling are like the topics that you can just like you could do a lot from both of those, because there's so much Star Wars out there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have you finished? I know you're a Star Wars fan, right?
I mean, not big time. I mean, that's another thing I watched, when I was younger, and I had a lot of the figures collected. Ewoks were always my favorite. I had the whole, their little village and all that kind of stuff and all the figures.
Yes,
yeah,
I love Ewoks.
But I'm not like the hugest Star Wars guy. But I mean, I've seen them all. I've watched them. I was just able to catch up and watch The Mandalorian probably about a month ago. I just watched it all the way through, and I thought it was really good. So I'm kind of looking forward to the second season.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Have you seen Clone Wars?
No, I thought about getting started on that. I'm watching a couple. I actually just started watching Ozark. So I'm gonna get through that because I thought that looked pretty interesting. I just watched The Outsider. I just finished that. That was weird. But so yeah, I think once I finish Ozark, I'll start on something else, and it may be that. Who knows?
Okay, I know that Shaggy Tadpole is in here somewhere. I know she's going to want to know your opinion on the Tiger King.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny. I've actually been to that place like 3 times. I took my oldest son there when he was probably about 5 years old. And yeah, he got to play with like a baby bear and a baby goat and I think it was a baby wolf cub or something. I mean, I honestly don't remember if he was there. That was so long ago. That was like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took my youngest son there too a few years back, but it never even clicked that was the same place until we started watching it. And I started seeing Wynniewood. I thought it was Wynwood, how you pronounce it, but I guess it's actually Wynniewood. And when they started saying that, and I started seeing some of the stuff, I'm like, man, is that place we went to? And then sure enough, I looked it up, and I'm like, wow, yeah, we've been there like 3 times. So yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's crazy. And now he's in prison, like somewhere by you. He's like in prison in like the Dallas area, I think, somewhere up there.
Yeah, they I don't know if they moved him to Fort Worth, Dallas. I think it was Fort Worth. They moved him somewhere in Fort Worth, but yeah, that whole thing was crazy.
It was crazy to watch.
Yes.
Sharee loved it. And then now she's been constantly wanting to go back and watch it again.
Well, I didn't really pay attention to the first episode, so I feel like I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Favorite thing that's come out of that whole show, though?
What?
You're asking for a baskin.
You're asking for a baskin.
Yeah.
What Sharee says to me when I make her mad, she says, "You're asking for a basket." I noticed your shirt in the Contra style. That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, that's Kenny Omega, because Kenny Omega
Cleaner.
He's in the old school video game. So yeah, they made a Kenny the Cleaner shirt, kind of look like Contra, so I had to get it because that was my game back in the day.
Oh yeah, they got Contra Pops coming out soon, I think, or they already came out.
I don't remember.
I don't think they came out yet, but yeah, I was thinking about maybe grabbing those just because, like I said, I used to play that. Everybody knew the code, and my friends would come over. I'd go over to their house, and we'd get the 30 men, and we just we try to see how many lives we could not use before we beat it, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I remember those kind of like get-togethers with all my friends coming over, and then we used to rent, because I never owned it, but we used to rent from like Blockbuster NBA Jam.
Oh yeah,
all of my friends over, and we would all sit and watch and play NBA Jam like all night long, and have popcorn. And that was some fun right there.
I thought it was cool when they came out with a little magazine, and it had like the little codes in it to where you could get the big heads and the super big heads, and and then they catch fire and they start making pretty much any shot you shoot. So yeah, right. I used to play the heck out of that game too. That game was, and they actually just came out with I have a couple of the 1-Up arcade cabinets, and they actually just came out with the NBA Jam, and I think it's a Best Buy exclusive, but I'm probably going to jump on that because that was just that was a classic back when I was.
That was a great game when the ball caught fire when you were shooting.
Oh yeah, and then you shot the net off. Yeah, the net ended up catching fire and shit, and then it was just a rim and all kinds of stuff, and I think it was you could like break the backboard, especially like if you were Shaq and all that kind of stuff. So it was just different. It was like a first, because they had those like double dribble and stuff back in the day, but this was like the first one that was actually like, it was just awesome. Like all the stuff you could do, and just the way everybody looked. It was just, it was an awesome game.
Yeah, Zach Bonifer said he's on fire. Boom shakalaka.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, that was a pretty great game. We have one of those cabinets. We bought Rampage, or she bought me Rampage.
For Christmas.
I haven't even put it together.
Yeah,
it's very intimidating.
I honestly thought the same thing, but it's once you get it out, and the best way for me to tell you is get all the pieces out, kind of set them out, then get the instructions. And I thought the same thing because I don't really have the patience for that kind of stuff, and I'm not no handyman or anything like that. So I thought it was going to be, I was like, man, let me look and see if I can find somebody that'll put this together for me, But my dad came over, and between me and my dad and my son, honestly, it took like 40, 45 minutes and we were done.
That's awesome.
So it's really not that bad. It's not.
Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward. So it's it's not too crazy.
And then the other one that I have kept my eye on, like I've seen it at the store, and I'm just waiting for like maybe a price drop or something because it's so freaking expensive, is that Ninja Turtles one.
That's one of the one. The Turtles and the Mortal Kombat. I had to get both of those because those were just those were classics too.
Yeah, Popping Off the Walls has TMNT. Chris Variance has it. That game, we had in Houston, there was a dollar theater that your parents would drop you off at. And like, so no joke, like they just drop you off. It didn't matter even what age. I was like 12. My parents would drop me off at the dollar theater with like $5. And I'd spend $1 on the movie, $1 on the drink, and then the other $3 would go into that TMNT arcade that they had in the lobby. And I just sit there like with my, you remember you used to stack your quarters on there.
Oh yeah, hey, I got next.
Yeah, so people knew that like, don't mess with this machine. I'm on there. But yeah, those were good times, man. I loved that game. The other one that I really wish they would make is the Simpsons, like the side-scrolling Simpsons game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game. When you, I think it was Mr. Burns kidnapped Maggie, and then you could play as the other 4 Simpsons, and that was a good game. I really wish they'd make that one because I'd probably buy that one too. Put it in here.
Yeah, I played that a lot too.
Yeah, Sharee says I have room for one more.
Yeah,
one more in here
this week. So we have a new shelf, and we have enough room for a cabinet, like an arcade thing, and then another thing of shelves, and that's it. We're done.
Miss Phoenix Poptastic says she got dropped off at the skating rink a lot.
I got dropped off at the skating rink and the mall.
I never did. I never got. We didn't really have a skating rink.
Well, where I grew up, we had one real ghetto skating rink, and the rink was cracked in half. So you had to like skate around, jump up, skate around, jump down. But we all lived there. So, yeah.
It was like the rink of death.
It was like the rink of death. But their cheese sticks were the best, and it was super cheap. Yeah. Any a weekend night.
Unusual Unboxing said, do they have the X-Men? There is a Marvel one, and there is an X-Men Children of the Atom on it, but it's not the one that I thought it was going to be. It's actually a fighting game. There is a side-scrolling X-Men game where you could be you could play as Colossus, and you could like power up, and you would blast everybody back. It was always Colossus because I thought that was the coolest move. And but yeah, I looked at it because I thought that's what they were releasing, and it wasn't the game that I thought it was. So I skipped over that one. I was like, well, I don't need that one. But if they do make that other one, I'll be on top of that one. I have to tell you.
Yeah, that's a cool game too.
That was like my childhood dream was to have my own arcade. I always wanted to have my own.
Yeah.
And then you go put it together.
But yeah, Tylocke and Sharee, thanks for hosting, and nice to meet you. Pop King Paul, have a charity live stream being a part of tonight. Have a good night. All right, two boys, have a great night. Have a great night.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.
All right. All right. But so yeah, anyway, yeah, that was a great game. Yeah, that one has the Punisher game on it too. That's what Jay Lee just said. I've never played that Punisher arcade game. Never played it. I don't even remember it, to be honest with you. Hey, Toy Box Treasure Hunters is here. What's up, guys? All right, so we're gonna play one more Kahoot tonight, guys. We have the Masters of the Universes left, so one more person going to be getting on. If you guys aren't familiar, I know a lot of people have come in. This gentleman right here is Pop King Paul. If you're not familiar with him, I put his links in the description below for his Instagram as well as his website, guys. So both those links are down there. Umpty Scratch 13, what's up? How are you? The best arcade game of my time was Burger Time. I played a lot of Burger Time, I'll tell you that.
Yep, that was a good one too.
All right. So that is cool. And Victorix. Just kidding. LJ, my mom didn't drive either. Glama says we walked or rode our bikes everywhere. I rode my bike everywhere.
I can't ride a bike.
Oh yeah.
Sharee can't even ride a bike.
Well, it's been too far. I was like in the outskirts of Houston, like in the country. I couldn't have ridden a bike anywhere anyway.
Yeah, Sharee lived in where we were in Houston. She lived in Alvin, and Alvin, where I lived, was like where all the I won't say it. I don't want to say it because I know there's a lot of people.
He's asking for a basket, y'all.
But then everybody was like, don't go to Alvin. That's the other side of the tracks. And then I ended up marrying somebody from Alvin. So,
that's where Nolan Ryan's from.
That's
yep,
right.
Alvin, Texas. His house that's in Alvin is huge. We used to drive by. I used to drive by it to go to her house to see her. It is. I don't think he still lives there. I don't think he even still owns that house. Also, Chuck Norris owns a house not too far from that area. Both houses are like just massive. Like you guys,
see, Alvin's not
just
too bad.
Just massive. Well, it's not bad if you own like 100 acres and you have like cattle, like a cattle ranch.
Well, I mean, I grew up on a lot of acres.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Chuck Norris and Nolan Ryer, both from that same area. Where I was from, in my area of Houston, Booker T was from there.
Oh yeah, Booker T.
I worked in a pet store when I was probably in my early 20s, and we sold it wasn't necessarily like a pet store. It was like dogs only, and it was full blood, like registered animal dogs, expensive dogs. And Booker T came in one time with Charmel, and like I was a wrestling fan then. And I was sitting behind I was the assistant manager of the store, and I was sitting behind the register. And I looked up just because you hear the bell ring, and I looked up and I saw Booker T and Charmel. I almost crapped myself. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Booker T is in my store right now." Yeah, that was an amazing moment. But,
I used to watch him back at the Dallas Sportatorium, where a lot of guys started out. That place was like a sweat box. It smelled like pee, but I mean, it was just that was back when Stone Cold Steve Austin had hair and he was stunning Steve Austin. There's so many guys that I saw there that, ended up going to WWF and WWE. It was awesome. It was a cool place to go. But yeah, a lot of those guys started out there,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Booker T now he has his own like small promotion in the southeast side of I think it's close to Silsbee, Texas. It's actually not far from us. That's only about a 30-40 minute drive from us. They do shows, but they don't do them like weekly. It's like once a month, I think, or maybe it's just kind of spontaneous. And I've always thought about going, but I just have never gone. It's just one of those things where you're like, don't think about it. But he occasionally has like guys that are like big name guys. Like he'll have Bubba Ray Dudley come down one time and just have a match. And so I've always been like, we should go because you never know who you're going to see, But
yeah, they used to have an independent show in Austin, and it was called Wrestle Circus. I talked about this a little bit last night, and they had a ton, like a lot of guys that are in NXT right now, a lot of guys that are in AEW, a lot of guys that are in New Japan. They had a lot of those guys there. And, the tickets weren't really that bad, and it didn't really matter where you sat because the place was small, but I mean, it made it good because, like I said, they only had about maybe 6 rows in each section, maybe. I mean, 6 to 8, I would say. And they always did meet and greets. Like they would have like an intermission, at the middle of the show, and they'd have like a meet and greet, kind of during the intermission. And then they'd have like another meet and greet like after the show. So we got tons of autographs, and this was back when they were kind of nobody, so they weren't charging no ridiculous prices. But just looking back at some of the guys they had and where they're at now, I was just like, man, I wish that was still going on. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys in AEW I would love to meet. A lot of guys in AEW. We went to there's a place in Houston, I can't remember what it's called. Do you remember what the place is called that we went to? I don't know. It's like a sports memorabilia store in a mall. Fitterman Sports. And every once in a while they have one of their guys there doing autographs, and we didn't know anything about it. We were actually in Houston visiting family, and we were walking through the mall, and there was a big sign on the window of Hulk Hogan. And I was like, what the heck is that? So I went back and looked at it, and it was like, in 2 months, Hulk Hogan's going to be here doing autographs and meet and greets. And I was like, oh man, I have to go. I have to go meet Hulk Hogan. So we spent a lot of money because I think Hogan was $150 for a picture, $150 for the autographs. It was like $300. And the night before Hogan, Hall and Nash were there. So we went then too. So I was like, well, I'm going to go get all 3 of these guys autographs right now. And so we saw Hogan, Hall, and Nash. Yep. And then about a month later, we went back and saw Mick Foley. And I had him sign a pop. I didn't even have a Hogan pop at the time. So they just signed and there was no Kevin Nash pop back a year ago. Right. Yeah. And they signed a NWO for life like poster that I had picked up. And it's pretty cool. It's like I'd say, outside of pops, that's probably one of my favorite things in my collection is like the autograph from those original 3 members of the NWO. Mick Foley's autograph better. Mick Foley is cool because he signed it in red, and then when he meant to move the pen, it dripped on the forehead of the like pop picture of him, so it kind of looks like he's bleeding. Yeah, and I don't know if he intended to do that or not, but
then he like stuck his thumb. So we got like half a thumb.
We got a thumbprint.
frame him for murder now.
Just Brett says she wants to see The Rock. I'd say good luck trying to see The Rock.
Yeah,
you know,
probably pretty
The Rock's not just a wrestler anymore, man. He's a multi-million-dollar movie star now.
Yeah.
Who knows if him and Cena, who knows if they'll ever come back to like doing that kind of thing, doing meet and greets and stuff. I think Cena still will probably do it with the WWE occasionally, but who knows about The Rock? The Rock he's nowhere around wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
He's in the house. What's up, Ramon?
Hey, Ramon.
Pop Supreme is here.
Hi.
Yeah, Justin Brad, I did say hello to you, or I hope I said hello to you, Justin. Thanks for being here, Justin.
Hi to Justin.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that I'd love to meet. I have that pro wrestling crate, so I have a lot of autographs, but I feel like it's more like special to actually get to go and meet them and get them to sign something. We had a lot of plans before COVID. We had a lot of plans before COVID for 2 conventions that we were going to meet anime guys. But COVID just destroyed the world. So
yeah, I took my youngest son. I want to say it was maybe 3 years ago when WrestleMania was in Orlando, and this is when he was like obsessed with Bayley, and she was one of the people they were doing like the VIP meet and greets with. And this is another thing I like more because I went to the New Japan, the G1 Climax when it was here in Dallas, and they actually had a meet and greet, which is really cool because I didn't even know. My oldest son was telling me they don't do meet and greets over there. So there was a ton of people that flew from Japan just to come here because they were actually doing a meet and greet here. Man, I'm telling you right now, those guys, some of the nicest guys. I mean, they may not speak the best English, but they try. And I mean, it's like you could tell they were grateful, even though they're big stars over there and big stars here. You could just tell they were grateful that you were there. I mean, they were shaking hands, they were bowing, they were, saying thank you. And what was cool about that is when you bought one VIP ticket, you were allowed up to 3 people. So
wow.
When I bought the VIP meet and greet ticket for them, it got my oldest son and my youngest son, and you got a picture taken. You got however many people were in the group, was 3 of us. You each got a signed 8x10. So I thought that was awesome. But we did the Bayley thing. It was literally like $500, and we both had to have a ticket. And which, I mean, it was cool meeting her. You got to go up on stage, you got a picture, you got to talk to her for a second. But I mean, $1,000 just I mean, I did it for him just because he was obsessed with her. But I mean, that just kind of goes to show you, the difference of, New Japan was letting 3 people do 1 ticket, and the WWE one was $1,000 for 2 people to meet Bayley for a matter of 15 seconds.
So that was just Bayley? That was just for Bayley?
That was, yeah. Each wrestler had, like, they had time slots because we did the whole, I mean, you got to do the whole fan experience thing. Like, they had a ring set up. They had the shark cage that Chris Jericho was in above the ring in that one match he was in.
Yeah.
They had like a lot of like props. They had like a life-size statue of Andre the Giant. They had like molds of his hands. You talk, dude, you don't know how big that guy's hands are until you go up and like, put your hand, in that mold or whatever. But they had like a lot of props that were used in matches. And I mean, it was a cool experience. But yeah, each wrestler had like a time slot, and you got to pick, each VIP ticket was just for that wrestler. So he, I mean, yeah, there was a couple that he wanted to meet, but like I was like, I can't spend, $2,000 for us to meet, just a couple different wrestlers. So he picked Bayley. Yeah, it was, you pretty much got in line, and it was just her from like, whatever it was, 6 p.m. to 7:30. So, but yeah, it's the prices on those it's crazy. What they are.
I didn't know that at all. I was at WrestleMania 17, which was in Houston. It was the last thing that they did in the Astrodome.
Yeah.
And I bought tickets to Access, so I was at Access the day before, and they had the statue, the Andre statue. Well, I don't know if they had like the metal statue there, but they had like a big, I guess a cardboard, and then they had the molds of his hands and stuff. So yeah, that stuff is really cool. They had Vince's limo with the concrete in it and stuff like that. but then you had to get in line to meet any wrestlers at all. So I got in a line for, I believe, the Dudley Boys were sitting at a table. I got in line for the Dudley Boys, and I stood in line for probably close to an hour. And right before I got to the front of the line, the Dudley Boys stood up and walked out, and Al Snow came out. And I was like, well, I guess I'm getting Al Snow's autograph.
Yeah.
And I never got to meet the Dudley Boys because they got up. The time was up for them, and they walked out, and I was like,
well, you know, they did that at this one too. They had like the lower level guys or some you know, some of the guys that weren't in WWE or WWF, you know, whatever you want to call it. They had like little sections set up, and like you said, they had them sitting at the table. But that was the problem. Like you stood in line, and there, yeah, like you said, you might be thinking like we stood in line. We were about to get I think it was Dana Brooke, because the line was kind of short. And before we could even get up there, she walked off, and I think it was like I don't even remember who came out after that. But yeah, you had like a certain amount of time of each person at the table, and then they would walk off, and then 10 minutes later it's the next person's turn. So you were just kind of like, well, okay, well, I guess we're already here. We might as well just get it,
Yeah.
You wait all that time just to be like, okay, no, never mind.
Right. What's funny is
Yeah.
Al turned the page to Steve Blackman, and he drew suspenders and a bow tie on Steve Blackman. And then I went to Steve Blackman next. And when he opened the page and he saw like the suspenders, and he was like, and I guess maybe they'd done it all day with a bunch of people, but he like stopped and looked at me. He was like, "Did you draw this on there?" And I was like, "No." I was like, I did not do that. I was so afraid he was gonna think I was just like screwing with him or something. I was like, I didn't do that. But yeah, like, no, I just came from Al Snow on the other side of the building.
Beat him up.
But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome though that you got to meet all those guys from New Japan. I would absolutely love to have that kind of experience.
Yeah, it was by far, and not only that, the actual show that we went to that was in Dallas. They had it where the Mavericks and the Stars play. It was by far the best show I've ever gone to, because that's what I was talking last night. Like, these guys aren't about like showmanship. They're not about like coming out and talking on a mic for 20 minutes and then putting on like a 5-minute match. They like to showcase their skills in the ring. So like all these matches they had I don't think there was a match under 30 minutes. I mean, every match was, and every match was good. I mean, every match was awesome. So that's one thing, and it's kind of funny. Like I was telling the Luau last night too, like I never used to give that stuff the time of day, because I was just so like, oh, it's WWE or nothing. And then, like I said, he was like, well, just watch a couple matches with me and just watch a couple of these guys. And I was like, okay, I will. So, one of the first matches he showed me, I think, was like Okada and Kenny Omega or something like that. And it was after I saw the match and just saw the skill that the guys had, and that they were out there actually just to wrestle and not to put on a show, just talking on a mic. I was like, well, hey, yeah, show me a couple more. And then he started showing me, like Naito and some of the other guys, and Sonata and all those guys, and some of the matches they have. And I'm just like, man, this is actually pretty cool. And he's the one that got me hooked on it.
Right. I think when I started watching is when like the Bullet Club was at their height in New Japan. And so I started watching because you heard all about the Bullet Club, and like everybody, and even in the WWE crowd, they all had the shirts on. And I was like, what is this? So I started watching New Japan, and as soon as I started watching New Japan, you kind of realize what wrestling could be. Yeah, like definitely. This is what wrestling actually could be. And I really think AEW does a good job of bringing some of that into what they're doing. But WWE, we watched Money in the Bank last night with the guys, PWO, which is our little wrestling group friends. Some of them are here, Miss Phoenix Poptastic and Phoenix Poptastic, UAM Collectibles, and Fritzy Funko. So since he's my friend, I'm surprised there wasn't a bunch of people who said #rigged in there when he went there. Okay, I wasn't looking, but we watched that Money in the Bank last night, and it's just like I just don't see what they're doing. Yeah. When you watch AEW, watch WWE, it's two completely different products. Like, and I just feel like AEW is doing it so much better right now. But
Yeah, they have the name and they have, they everybody is all, WWE, it's the pinnacle, but now I think it's good that they actually have some competition, AEW, and I really think, and it kind of sucks the whole COVID thing, because New Japan was actually coming back to Texas, and they were going to do like a 5-city like mega show, and I was going to try to go to at least 3 of them, but then it happened, so a lot of those got canceled. So supposedly they're supposed to be, I guess rescheduled or whatever. But I mean, I really think if they start doing that, because that's kind of the thing with New Japan, they don't really travel a whole lot over here. But I think when they start traveling over here in the States and people start going and seeing the show, and I think one thing they need to work on is they need to try to make the show more easily accessible, because like right now you have to get like New Japan World, and you have to have the US translation, and you have to kind of get on through a laptop or like side load it through your smart TV. So I think if they could work on to where you could get New Japan World a little easier, and it would kind of like the WWE Network maybe, I think more people would really appreciate it. And I think honestly I think AEW and New Japan is by far a better product, because WWE is just, I mean, they're just all over the place. I mean, it's like they have a storyline, and then all of a sudden something happens, and then it's like, okay, well, okay, now we're gonna have so and so beat so and so, and okay, now you're gonna do this, and just like I was saying last night, with the Fiend, that was kind of their hottest thing going for a while, and then all of a sudden, like, why would you have Goldberg come in and beat him? Like, I didn't really understand that. And then, like I was saying last night too, with the whole Braun Strowman thing, it's like, he's supposed to be this, monster among men, but whenever he gets in an important match or a match for the title, he never wins. Yeah. So it's just like, they ruin people. I mean, it's sad to say, but I mean, like Shinsuke Nakamura, I went to one of the NXT shows where he fought Bobby Roode, and this was back when they were, just kind of starting out. This was a couple years ago. That place was absolutely insane. That match was absolutely, I mean, it was just crazy. And then you look at both of those guys now, and you're like, man, what happened? Like what happened to those guys?
It's just, like, I feel like as soon as they get to the main roster, I don't know. Everybody blames Vince, but I don't know if it's Vince or what. But as soon as they get to the main roster, some of those big names get buried so bad.
They do.
One of my favorite guys is Cesaro. I love Cesaro.
He's awesome.
I've seen some of his NXT matches where he like put on some of the best stuff, and he's nowhere. He's running behind Sami Zayn right now with Shinsuke. Like two.
Yeah, exactly.
I've said to the PWO guys, the Sami Zayn, Shinsuke, and Cesaro, those 3 guys together, they could run the show. Like they could be the next NWO or DX or like some great stable, and instead they're just like jobbers. And I'm like, exactly. Jobbing these guys. Yeah. So I
don't get it. I really don't. I mean, if you have guys like that, especially when they're in NXT, that's what I don't understand, because you have these guys in NXT that are just awesome. They put on awesome matches. They're fan favorites, and then like you said, they get up to the main roster, and then it's almost like they don't know what to do with them. Right. I mean, like you had Asuka in NXT, she couldn't be beat, and now she's just like, oh, yeah, she's good, but she's not anything like she was in NXT. So that's what I'm saying. It's I don't know, man. It's like they get up there and it's just like they just start like, oh man, what do we do? Like what can we do? And then some of the stuff they try to put over, it's just I don't know. Some of it's almost laughable.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, like they're putting Otis over so hard right now, and I think because he's funny to watch.
Right.
But how much can he maintain like the top spot? Like really. But and then I also feel like they try to push Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. There's some guys that they try to push too hard, and that's why they end up burying all these like great talents that they have, because well if we have Roman beat Finn Balor, then it'll make Roman look good. But nobody likes Roman.
Yeah, Roman can't make himself look good.
Like nobody really likes Roman that much. So quit trying to make him look good by making other guys look bad. Yeah. I don't.
That and the whole Brock Lesnar thing. It's like everybody already knows what you're going to get. You're going to get like a minute long match He's going to do the same few moves, and then that's going to be it. And then you won't see him for a month. And then, like you said, you got all these other guys that are wrestling like day in, day out, trying to, make a name for themselves. But then you let Brock Lesnar win a title and hold it for however long he wants, basically. And his matches are, like I said, a minute or shorter. And it's just like, I mean, me personally, I don't want to see it. Like I don't want to see him. I don't want to see Goldberg. Those guys had their time. It's kind of neat seeing them come back every once in a while, maybe for like a Royal Rumble or something, or, something like that. But trying to get these guys over that, had their time 10 years ago, it's like, come on, man, let some of these younger guys, have their time.
Right. I agree with you on like, let them come back every once in a while for Royal Rumble or as like a surprise entrant into like a 3-man tag or something like that. But don't let them come back and win the title. Yeah. like why would you let Goldberg come back in Saudi Arabia and win the title? Like that made absolutely no sense to me. And then he just immediately lost it.
Exactly.
You buried the Fiend, who I agree with you. The Fiend was the best thing that they had going, and they buried Bray so hard. And then last night when we watched Money in the Bank, he came out and fought Braun, and Braun beat him as just Bray Wyatt. And I'm like, they're just killing this guy. They're killing this guy. If he gets upset and he decides he wants to leave, he can be so good somewhere else. So maybe treat him a little bit better so that he doesn't want to leave. Like the Revival. I thought the Revival was a great tag team. Those guys wanted out so bad because of the way they were being treated, and now they're gone. So like it's crazy. You're gonna crush me at Kahoot again. It's just a brat. All right, yeah, let's go ahead. It's 7:30. We got about 20-something minutes before everybody else is going to do their live. So let's go ahead and do the Masters of the. As much as I could talk about wrestling all night long, let's go ahead and do the Kahoot, guys. The other one is the Masters of the Universe. I have it pretty much set up. Let me go ahead and hit play on it so it starts. So it's Masters of the Universe, guys. It was the last Kahoot of the night. We still have like 50-something people or 44 people in here. That's cool. Let me share the screen here. All right, there we go. And Kahoot. So there you go, guys. That is the code for the Masters of the Universe Kahoot. Go ahead and type it in. We'll give everybody, 5 or 6 minutes like we always do.
I'm going to go get a drink.
Okay, I'll take a water.
Okay.
JAS Drums. Oh, come on. I'm walking the dog now. LOL. Jason went to walk the dog and logged into his other account. That Callie's out after the Kahoot. That's fine. Yeah, that's cool, Matthew. Nine, 10 people. Thomas. Mike Pratt is in.
So let me ask you this right quick while we're waiting for people to get in. Like, out of all brands, I'm talking like WWE, AEW, New Japan. Like right now, who's your favorite guy?
It's so hard for me to say because
it's kind of a loaded question.
My favorite guy was Finn Balor. I love Finn Balor. And they've buried him. They sent him back to NXT for crying out loud. Like, I mean, it was awful. I still want to support him. That's a really hard question, honestly.
Yeah, I got you.
I would have to say possibly Kenny Omega might be my top guy right now because Kenny is pure natural talent. Like he is just one of the best there is right now. I don't think anybody could really argue that. I mean, Kenny Omega is so great. But I have to also say that Chris Jericho has done nothing but prove in the last few years that he is probably one of the greatest of all time. Like he is just tremendous. He's put over AEW so well. He's done such a good job for them. And he wasn't even my favorite kind of guy. I didn't even like Chris Jericho when he was in WWE, when he was Y2.
I didn't either. To be honest with you, I didn't like him at all.
I never really liked the guy. But in the last few years, I've just felt like he's done a really good job for the independent scene or for AEW.
And it's crazy. I was reading some stuff about him the other day and, some of the plans and stuff. And I didn't even know he was as old as he was. I mean, he's still out there, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. He's still putting on like actually really good matches.
Yeah. Yep.
I also really like Kevin Owens, though. I know a lot of people are like, they hate on Kevin Owens, but I think he's pretty good.
Oh no, he is. Yeah, he's I mean, I'd say right now, but besides like New Japan guys, if we're just talking about WWE, like I'm a Seth Rollins guy. I love Seth Rollins, but I'm a big Adam Cole guy. He used to come
Oh,
to that Wrestle Circus, and I mean, he's actually really cool. He shot like a little promo on my son's phone for him. It's like 45 seconds long. That was really cool. And but some of the matches he had down there, I mean, it was just you could just tell. I mean, like, and Jay White, that's in Bullet Club in New Japan. He was down there a couple times too, and that's another guy that you can tell just has like pure raw talent.
Adam Cole. I think Adam Cole is like very much so the future of wrestling.
Yeah,
The guy has he's so great, and
let's just hope they don't ruin him.
I can't help but feel with him that he just reminds me so much of like young Shawn Michaels. I don't know why, but he reminds me of young Shawn Michaels so much. Every time I watch him wrestle, I'm like, this guy could have like a 20-year career ahead of him.
Yeah, I think he could. Like I said, I just hope they, I hope they do him right. I hope they don't, I hope they don't ruin him like some of the other guys.
Some of those NXT guys, you actually kind of sometimes hope that they don't get put on the main roster because
I mean, and honestly, I would rather watch. And my oldest son, we were talking about this the other day. We would rather watch NXT. I mean, to me, it's a better show. I think there's better talent, and I don't know that it just seems like I mean, they are kind of a little all over the place too with some of their stories, but it just, I don't know. I would just rather watch it. I mean, I
agree though. I think it's better than the actual product, the WWE main roster. So yeah, I'll watch NXT before I watch Raw or SmackDown for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and start it. We have 25 people in the Kahoot. Here we go. Let's get it started.
Get it started in here.
1 of 11. The original Masters of the Universe cartoon debuted in what year? 1983, 1985, 1982, or 1986? Let me do this real quick. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. 14 people got that correct. 1980. That's you know why people got that correct? Because they Googled it beforehand.
Yeah, right.
Google. They knew I was going to ask that question. Good job, guys. You figured out my game here. All right. Next up, guys. Chris Variance is in first place. Cobalt of Eternia. I like that name, Cobalt. And Shia Corn. E. Thomas. Those are great names, guys. Collector's Craze in third place, though. Good job, boys. All right. 2 of 11. The series takes place on what fictional planet? Etheria, Eternia, Thundara, or Primus?
Did you say that right?
Mm-mm. I said Primus right. Thundara is what I said wrong.
Collector's Craze has some knowledge.
Yeah, they do.
They're always up in there.
Yeah, they do. You put cartoons in front of those boys, and they are gonna be at the top.
I feel like they like must be pulling the family because they have a lot of knowledge on a lot of stuff.
12 people got that correct. Eternia is the correct answer. Master of the Universe took place on Eternia. Etheria was the planet from She-Ra. Thundera is the planet from Thundercats, and Primus is from a terrible reboot of Masters of the Universe that I try to ignore. Cobalt of Eternia, Collector's Craze, She-Acorn, Heat Thomas, and LJ the Geek.
LJ's on the board.
LJ's up there, 5th place. Up 15 places, Mike Pratt. Canada is crawling up the mountain, guys. 3 of 11. True or false? The He-Man toy was released before the cartoon. True or false? I pretty much had all of those toys right there.
Yeah, I had a ton of them.
Pretty sure you still have all those toys.
19 people got that correct. The answer is true. The toy came out before the cartoon. The cartoon was actually made as a sideways deal to sell the toys.
Yep.
All right, good job, guys. Cobalt of Eternia, Collector's Craze, Sheacorn, He Thomas, and now Toy Box Treasure. Toy Box Treasure might know a lot about this topic. They do a lot of toy videos, so look to see that. Look to see them growing or escalating here. Sheacorn has a streak of 3. 4 of 11. Who is this? This one might get some people. I don't know. Mechanic, Faker, Buzz Off, Cyclone.
This one got me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to get some people.
Why?
It's taking them a little bit longer to answer.
Are they Googling it? That one's hard to Google, though. You know, Google who is this?
Yeah.
There you go. 15 people, though. That's good. Good job, guys. Cyclone is correct. There is a pop coming out of Cyclone that I'm pretty hyped for. All right. It did change, though. Collector's Craze. The boys are in first place. Heath Thomas, second place. Cobalt of Eternia. Toy Box Treasures now is in fourth place, and Sheacorn is in fifth. LJ is the highest climber, up 4 places. Good job, LJ. 5 of 11. Has there ever been a Funko Pop made of Ram Man? Yes or no? That's a pretty easy question right there. No.
It's not true or false. Yes or no?
Yeah, it's yes or no. As soon as it came up, people were like, which one's true?
Throwing him a curveball.
Boom. 13 people got that correct. That was kind of split down the middle. There is a Ram Man Pop, guys. It dropped for San Diego Comic-Con, I believe, 2 years ago.
Yep.
Toy
Tokyo.
Yeah, I missed it, and I cried about it.
And then I paid flipper prices.
So Sharee paid flipper prices for it. Collector's Craze still in first place. Good job, boys. He Thomas, Toy Box Treasure, Zach Morris is in fourth place, and Cobalt of Eternia is in fifth place. Awesome, awesome. All right, next up, guys, 6 of 11. Who is He-Man's father?
Darth Vader.
Duncan, Keldor, Randor, or Hero? Glamour Funko says it's worth $70, that Ram Man Pop.
I didn't pay that much for it.
I don't think we paid that. It was like not long after the convention, actually. Well, it was like Christmas, I think.
Yeah, I bought it. I think I bought it like October for like $60.
Maybe 60.
How do you know how much I paid?
I don't know. I don't know how much it was at that time.
Oh, it was a lot.
Boom. 13 people got that correct. King Randor was He-Man's father. Awesome job, guys. Keldor is actually Skeletor. Duncan is Man-at-Arms. Hero is like a distant ancestor of He-Man. Collector's Craze in first place. He Thomas in second. Toy Box Treasure in third. I told you Toy Box was going to come up to the top of this. Up 4 places. Sonic Never Wins is the highest climber. That's true. Sonic never. She won last night, though.
Well, that's true.
7 of 11. Besides the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, and Cringer, who else knows He-Man's true identity originally? Hi there.
Skeletor or Queen
Marlena. Is he mom does? 13 people got it correct. It is Orko. Orko was one of the first people that knew the secret of who he was. Good job, guys. Got it. Toy Box said got it. Zach Morris now in third place. Chris Variance in fourth. Toy Box in fifth place. Lonnie is the highest climber, up 4 places. Good job, Lonnie. 8 of 11. What planet is Queen Marlena from? That is He-Man's mother, and that is a picture of her right there. Etheria, Eternia, Earth, or Primus?
First, you can't put he in front of everything and expect it to be the answer.
He World.
He Mom is from He World.
Boom. 11 people got that correct. She is from Earth.
I got that one wrong.
She was a member of, she was like a NASA astronaut and got sucked into like a black hole and came out the other side. Crash landed on Eternia. All right, guys. Zach, or Collector's Craze, Zach Morris, Chris Variants, Toy Box Treasure, Shia Corn. Wow, that's cool. It is changing up a lot, though. 9 of 11. How is She-Ra related to He-Man? His cousin, his sister, she's not, his daughter.
Oh, Glamma knew that one.
Glamma knew which one?
Guess the Earth question.
Oh, what planet did she come from?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I would like a pop of both King Randor and Queen Marlena.
You're getting enough of these pops right now.
You never want to be on the wrong end of a black hole.
Why not? They're gonna make you queen when you crash land on the planet.
6 people got that correct. She-Ra is He-Man's twin sister.
I got that one wrong.
Twin sister. Yeah, Sharee got that one wrong. I don't know what you answered though.
His cousin.
Ooh, there you go. Wow, Collector's Craze and Toy Box Treasure. Wow, it's getting close there. Shia Corn, Zach Morris, and Chris Variant. Mike Pratt just hit answer streak of 3. Good job, Mike Pratt. 10 of 11. Which former Friends TV star was in the live-action Masters of the Universe movie? Jennifer Aniston, Matt LeBlanc, David Schwimmer, Courtney Cox.
Look, it's a Friends question. Now you
there you go. There's your Friends question, everybody. Ten people got that correct. Courtney Cox was in that Master of the Universe movie. Actually, I liked that movie a lot. And it had nothing to do with the cartoon, but I liked it a lot. Collector's Craze in first, Toy Box Treasure in second, Zach Morris in third, Chris Variance in fourth, and He Thomas in 5th place. Last question, folks. It is the double points question. 11 of 11. What was the lowest value pop I got in this video? Polly Pigeon, Wreck-It Ralph, Arya Stark, Bob in Scrubs. Feel like there might be some guesses here. What?
Double heat points.
Double heat points time. They might know it. 6 people got it correct. Polly Pigeon was the lowest value. I think it's at like $8 or $9. To make it obvious, though, I didn't get any of those other pops in that video. So,
all right. Third place.
Third place is He Thomas. Second place is Zach Morris.
And
first place is Collector's Craze. Collector's Craze. Good job, guys. Awesome.
They're going to be on the wheel twice, too.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they won Star Wars.
Oh, they did win the Star Wars one. That's right. Stop screen. There we go.
Congratulations.
All right, so we got Fritzy Funko and Collector's Craze on the wheel now.
Yep.
The Collector's Craze, like she said, was on for the Star Wars one, so they'll be on there twice.
Yep.
And Fritzy will be on there twice.
That's right.
Wow.
Good death wheel this time.
The odds will be ever in your favor, folks. All right. So that was awesome. We really have had a great time. But we're gonna go ahead because we don't eat dinner before the live because I'm afraid I'm gonna be belching the whole time.
Gross.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm
I'm
starving.
being honest with you. I'm just being honest. That's why I don't do it. So,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you very much, Paul, for coming on. As I said,
Oh
guys,
yeah, no problem.
Paul's Instagram and website are in the description below. So if anybody wants to, it doesn't already follow him. I know a lot of people might, but if you don't, please guys go over, check him out on Instagram. He is a really, really good guy. Outside of the mystery box game, Paul is a really good guy. He has never not responded to me. And I have never even gotten one of your boxes. So like, I'm not like a customer or somebody that you have to be nice to, like you've just always been pretty decent with me. And I just appreciate that a lot. It makes you to me a very genuine person. So
I try to get to all, any message I see pop up. I mean, I may not always see all of them if I have a bunch coming in at one time, but I try to at least respond to everybody, no matter what the question is. So
Right.
it's kind of one thing I kind of want to, differ from other people is I try to, whether it's an email or a DM on Instagram or on my, Pop King Paul Facebook page. I mean, I try to get to them all. It may not be, within the hour or the same day, but I pretty much eventually get to them.
Yeah, right. Like, I was telling her earlier, I was like, I don't think I've ever messaged you that you didn't message me back within that day,
Yeah.
So I appreciate that a lot. And
Yeah, no problem.
I just really appreciate you coming on with us. This has been really cool. So
I appreciate you having me.
dropped Pop King Paul's links in the chat, guys. So if you're not familiar with him, if you don't follow him on Instagram, or if you haven't been to his website, go check him out, guys.
Yep. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So thank you. Thank you for coming on, Paul. Thank you, everybody here. This has been a really good time. I appreciate it. Next week, really quick, I want to say we're doing a Tylocke does not hate Canada week. Since everybody seems to think that I hate Canada.
By doing Canadian stream.
We're going to have 3 Canadian channels on with us next week just to kind of, get it out there.
And
so
they didn't have to bribe us with Coffee Crisp.
They didn't have to bribe us in any way. So, but yeah, that's really it, guys. Hope everybody's having a great week. Hope you have a wonderful week. I know it's Monday, so the week's still ahead. So that kind of sucks, but hopefully it'll come back.
We'll see you all next Monday.
But that's it, guys. Thanks for being here, folks. Paul, anything else you'd like to say real quick?
No, just like I said, I appreciate you having me on. Like I said, I think it's cool what you do for everybody, especially with the support Saturday and all that kind of stuff. Cause I think, like I was saying last night, you and the Luau, I think are pretty much, 2 of the main people that would, seem like y'all rather do stuff for other people than yourself. So I think that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, like I said, just thanks again for having me on. And, like I said, I'm taking a little break, but I should be back. Like I said, if everything, falls into place like it should, there should be another drop between either Friday and Sunday. So everybody be looking out. If you like grails and you like the higher end stuff, this will definitely be for you because there's going to be a ton of stuff in there.
Awesome. So if anybody wants to make sure that they don't miss it, follow Paul on Instagram and turn on the notifications.
Yep, there you go.
That's really it, guys. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for being here. We will see you next week.
Good night.